It's a full house over there. What happened? You told your folks you can't leave the house, and they're like, "Great, here's a bunch of dogs."
Yeah, they left the house, and then I got stuck with. Well, I shouldn't say stuck with them. We've had a fun week. Just tough walking 3 dogs at once. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
especially when 2 of them don't walk. Not
leash dogs.
Not leash dogs. No, they're free rangers.
So how do you handle that? Awkwardly.
So I do.
Do you have one of those like the things that like the dog walkers wear when they have the it's like a belt?
Got the belt
thing, and then they kind of hook around the belt.
Yeah, so I got one on the belt
with
and
a
then
series
2 on
of
the hands.
carabiners.
Just one carabiner and then 2 on the hands.
Okay.
But I mean, once they even if it was just all on the belt, once you get 2 pulling different ways, you get in a little bit of trouble.
And I imagine you also have the fanny pack with the bags, a couple little treats in there, maybe.
I don't bring treats with me anymore because they get a little bit too jealous.
Spandex pants.
Spandex
socks
pants.
on the outside of the of the spandex tights. Bright running shoes.
The New Balance specials. Shine them every day.
Yeah, a visor.
Visy, yeah.
Yeah, and
bald spot.
Yeah, I've noticed this bald spot forming on the back of your head.
Yeah, it's just kind of come this last week.
And just in this last week, you get a hernia, and then your hair starts falling out. Is that the natural kind of progression? I
think so. Yeah, I think I'm getting old. Howdy to the neighbors. Small talk. Mm-hmm. How you doing, young feller? Anyone under 25?
Yeah, you're calling everyone young fella these days.
Hey, young feller.
Yeah. Getting some weird responses too from some of
some of
the visibly older adults in your neighborhood.
They like that. They like the pleasantries.
No, we lost him.
No, I may be lost, but I'm not. Those who not lost or wander. You know the saying.
Lost, but now I'm found.
We're lost. We are lost together. No, Blue Rodeo.
I think I was singing Amazing Grace.
And I was singing Blue Rodeo. Welcome to 2ceesinapod.
Kick it!
Continuing tonight on 2ceesinapod. 96.7 on your... Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.
It's been kicked, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast here, folks. 2 C's in a pod, we're episode 85. For you this week, gosh, we've just really stuck our tip into the month of September. The weather has cooled down.
Oh my god, is it jean jacket season?
We're coming up on jean jacket season, Cam. I can see you yourself have a long sleeve tee.
Unbelievable feeling putting on the pants today. Couldn't believe it.
I went out to dinner at a friend's place for their birthday the other night. I wore a flannel shirt.
Nice. How'd that feel? How are the looks?
It feels
good.
You
got some looks.
It feels great. The feeling of flannel on your bare skin, which is bare skin, is it's quite a great feeling. Yeah, I love the way the weather's turning, and this is a podcast. Cam LeClaire is right over there. Have you said hi yet?
No, I don't say hi. I say see you later.
Oh, he says see you later, Cam. In a bit of a rough spot. I can see it in your eyes. A little solemn this week, of course. We are out of 6 weeks, I think, where Cameron is not allowed to...
Oh, there's an update.
Oh, my God.
We thought it was 6 weeks. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, so listeners, Cam, can you catch people up to speed over just like Super Cole's Notes version? In the beginning, Cam had a big nut. Smash cut to you have a hernia.
I have a hole in a 12-inch gap on my abdomen
12
wall.
Centimeter.
Sorry, 12. Yeah, 12-inch gap.
12-inch gap in something in your body is the width approximately of your body.
Yeah, so we're not that big. 12-centimeter gap on my abdomen, which is a called a hernia because my intestines are sticking out 2 centimeters from there, so quite large. And we went to ER last week because there's quite a bit of pain involved with it. Now we're trying to see the general surgeon. So that's the recap. That's the recap. Oh yeah, doctor says, Cam, you have to not do anything for a while. Okay, so we're good there.
We're
cool?
caught up. Fantastic.
Right.
This is turning into one of the hottest news segments here on the podcast.
Hottest news segments.
Catching up with your hernia. This will be a story.
Catching up with the hernia. Hey, what's it going to be this hernia?
Something like that.
Did you get the Modernia? All right, so the latest is I was waiting on a call from the doctor. And Cam, you know how I am. There's some who wait for calls, and there's some that take action themselves. After making 3 phone calls to the doctor's office without them answering, I drove to the doctor's office and went right up to the receptionist. I'm like, you haven't called me back yet. I've left you messages. And they were like, oh, well, we were going to call you when there's an appointment available. I'm like, here now. And she's like, okay. So, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, well, I hope she doesn't tell me tomorrow because I have plans tomorrow. And I hope it's on the weekend because I have plans this weekend. So it better not be like a Friday afternoon appointment because that'll really disappoint me. She goes, how's your October 17th looking? I go, it's free as it's far. It's pretty far away.
But
and
Cam,
is that for the surgery?
You do like making plans long time in advance.
So I thought, okay, maybe that's for the surgery. Oh no, that's for the initial consult.
Right.
That's the even walk into the waiting room to get into the smaller waiting room. Like we're not even we're dipping our feet here. So then I'm like, well, when can I book surgery? And she's like, oh, I'm booking surgery into November right now. So then I'm thinking, okay, so that's 3 months away. End of October is 2 months away. I'm looking at 5 months. Like this is not good. So I get on the phone with my doctor. I'm like, yeah, book it, sure. Like I can't book the surgery. I have to book the initial consult.
Yeah, and then the doctor's got to figure out what's going on.
Doctor got to do for you pokes and presses.
Exactly,
and,
the little
the
little hammer on your knee, and then your knee
hammer
goes
on the knee,
up.
Puts the glove on the hand, and goes like, all right, bend over.
Yeah.
So then I call my doctor. I'm like, listen, you told me I can't train. I can't do anything until this gets resolved. They're like, hey, there's a pretty big hernia. Like you have a pretty large hole in your stomach. Like, yeah, they're not really kidding around. And I'm like, well, I'm not waiting until October 17th. Like she was like, everything's backlogged right now. I'm like, well, let's not go with this surgeon then. So now I'm trying to find a different surgeon. So if you're listening to the show.
Oh, wow. Cam's getting in close to the microphone.
Please. If you know how to do open hernia, inguinal hernia surgery, write to twoceesinapod@gmail.com. So, yeah, I'm hoping to not deal with one in Kitchener because I imagine big metropolitan area, not going to be the quickest to turn something around like this. So I'm trying to suggest, like, hey, I have a car and I have time. I don't care if the surgeon's in like Huntsville or like further north. You know what I mean?
So what? Are you just now calling hospitals and
I'm getting my doctor's office. Well, the thing is, my doctor's office was saying, Cam, if we get you're in the system right now with that surgeon. If we get you out of it, then there might be like a really long waiting time, like 3 to 6 months. I'm like, that's peanuts to what I'm dealing with right now. 3 months would be great. Like right now, I'm looking at 5 minimum. So she's like, hey, you got a point there. And then so she's going to talk to my doctor, and they're going to do a recommendation. But, I mean, what might end up happening is we'll just get frustrated with not being able to do anything and then just tear it and then just have to go for emergency surgery and problem solved.
Oh, so that is a possibility that we can purposely hurt you more.
Yeah.
So that happens faster.
If we do like the Ryan Garcia body punch challenge,
okay, which I can only assume is UFC fighter, and then you just punch him in the belly.
Professional boxer. Or let's say like, hey Cam, do you want a PR on deadlifts today? Let's wear the weightlifting belt. Same kind of thing, right?
With PR, no belt.
Yeah, that'd probably even be worse. I was thinking the belt because you compress it so hard against the belt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, so I'm debating if I want to go golfing again because my company asked me, like, hey, you want to come to Calgary and do a golf tournament with the company? It's in 3 weeks. I'm like, I'll be there. I just don't know if I can swing from like if it's like a 400-yard hole. I don't know if I can play that. You know?
Okay. Or you just have to play it in an extra stroke.
Well, that's not an option.
Well, I feel like the option is you shouldn't be doing anything. Isn't that the doctor's orders?
I've talked to a few people, and people who aren't doctors are saying just. I have one friend who is becoming a doctor, and he said, I would never advise anyone not to exercise. And he says, you just need to find out what exercises don't hurt you. So I was looking up online. I'm like, cycling, probably not going to be that bad.
But see,
right?
Cam, for you, there's a difference between there's cycling and then there's Cam Leclerc cycling. Like, Cam Leclerc cycling is 72 kilometers both ways.
Right.
Uphill. Like, I feel like the baseline for exercise is probably like a 15K bike, you know,
so
like
I'll
round
have to
trip.
do that then. Like, I'll just have to take it easy, which is like, but it's still something.
Yeah, I'm sure you can still do something. Yeah, you know, a shorter bike or whatever it is. But yeah, Cam, you shouldn't be like your MMA, no volleyball.
No volleyball, no MMA.
And I feel like golf is like 95% like core torque.
Rotation. Yeah, it is. So, but I think like the only weights I have at home are kettlebells. So, and it's like no heavy lifting.
You need like 5-pounders or something. A little bloop.
I don't know. I got to think about it. Like,
you know those little, you know those weights that you see at national sports that, like they just kind of
are on sale for like $1.
Yeah, and
like,
they're just kind of like it just kind of feels like plastic, and it's very brightly colored. Moms use it.
Moms use it while they're walking.
Just get one of those. Yeah. Oh,
what's up with moms walking with ankle weights? Like
ankle weights. I got.
Do you think that's making a difference?
I have no idea, but yeah, I think I have a pair of or like I was given a pair of ankle weights when I was a kid or something. Like it somehow got to me as like an end point.
Because what are they, like a pound?
Maybe like 2 or something. And it's just sand from what I can remember. It just kind of feels like a sandbag.
Yeah, like is it really making a huge difference?
I have no idea.
These are the questions we need answered.
These are the questions. Well, Cam, I hope there's an update next week.
Positive ones. Let's aim for positive.
But you know how that healthcare system, that public healthcare. God, wouldn't it be great if there was a private option where you could just go, hey, I want to give I want to give somebody $50,000 to fix this hernia.
Yeah, but I'm not like if that was the choice I had, where it was like, well, you know, you could pay $30,000. I'd be like, yeah, I can wait. Like, no problem.
What's the amount of money that you would pay? Let's say, is there a hypothetical amount of money that you would pay right now to have this, like the surgeries tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I would probably pay, and then they're like recovery,
and then all that, then everything else. But the surgery tomorrow,
I'd probably pay like $2,000.
Okay.
But I feel like once it actually comes to it, and they're like, "You sure you want to spend $2,000 or wait?" It'd be like, you know, that's when it's like, okay, put your card in the machine. You're like, how long is it again? They're like, well, 5 months. You're like,
well, that's nice to hear.
Is there insurance? Can I have insurance?
That's nice to hear, though. I hope we get some positive news coming back soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Should we get on through the show? Want to start something? Want to play a game?
Oh, do we not have any notes and amendments?
Oh, no, we don't.
Okay, looks like we did another perfect episode.
It was another perfect episode. There's been maybe a few of them. But yeah, you know, I think when you spew less shit, it's gonna be you know, we don't have anywhere to speak untruths. I would be curious though about how much hernia surgery costs in the United States. We'll keep that in the pin for next week. But let's play a game. Cam, how about this? Let's play a little Wheel of Death.
Death.
The old switcheroo, as they call it. The old double turn. The old who got you now. The old tiger got his own tail. All right, Cammers.
Okay. We're loading up here. You can see this little wheel that we have here with a few categories, including this week we have Boom Boom Clap Sizzle, New Name Who Dis, When You Were Young, a song by the band The Killers, I Swear Officer I Didn't Do It, we have Dollar Dollar Bills Y'all, and finally The Collector, played by Benicio del Toro. Want to take a spin?
Wow, that last one means nothing to me. Yeah, let's go for a spin.
Let's take a spin. Ooh, sound effects on this one. And we're stopping off on Dollar Dollar Bills Y'all. Ooh.
It's the dollar bills. It's the dollar bills that kill, y'all.
I like that. Dollar Dollar Bills Y'all. Cam, if I gave you right now $100,000 to start your own business, it can be whatever you want it to be, what would you do with it?
So it has to be my own business?
Yes.
I feel like that's not much money to start a business.
Well, I'm giving you $100,000 to do it. So
yeah, okay, fair enough.
I'm putting. If I said if I give you $3 billion to start a business, maybe a little bit easier.
Maybe a little bit easier.
$100,000.
I would probably start as like full practicality a sales consulting firm that helps outbound sales teams get better at what they do. But that's like a super practical answer. So let's have a little more fun than that.
Well, it's your answer. I mean, but yeah, you're a left-brained kid, right? Or is that right brain? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, what would I do if it was something fun? Oh. I mean, they say like don't turn your hobbies into jobs because then their job is something like that.
Okay.
Maybe start like a doggy daycare. That'd be kind of fun.
Doggy daycare.
And I feel like
a lot of dogs.
Or in Kitchener, I think they need an MMA gym here because they only have like individual gyms. Or a brewery. No, I'd start a brewery. There's my answer right there.
That's a cool answer. Get the stuff, the space, the ability, the knowledge.
I feel like that's like an appropriate amount of money, like $100,000.
Yeah,
might be a little bit short, and I probably have to put my own cash in.
Is there a name? Is there a name for the brewery?
We'll call it. Good question. I feel like I want it to be like something that they're like, oh, the place, but like something more original than that. Like, you forgot your wallet there. I don't know, something like
fun.
that.
That's fun. Something with a little stay power.
Yeah, a little stay. It's like, oh, where are we going? Oh, forgot my wallet.
Forgot my wallet.
Oh, where are we going?
Where are we going there? It's that bar that I forgot the name of. Wait, what's it called? No, it's that bar I forgot the name of.
Yeah, what's the one called again? The one with the blue walls.
I like that. That's a long marquee. That's a lot of ums, ...
Yeah, incorporated.
Want to spin it again? I did forget there was one more category, which was R.I.P. Chainsaw.
I see that. All right.
I just forget that. Anyways.
Give me spinners.
We're spinning. I don't even need to make the noise anymore.
All right.
I swear, officer, I didn't do it. Cam, when you're living with a partner, unfortunately, more often than not, the husband did it. We've all seen these murder shows. We all know how it goes. Somebody goes missing. The first person you're going to look for is their partner, let alone the person they live with. So, Cam, my question for you is, if something happened where Shannon mysteriously went missing and the police were able to look at your internet history, what recent searches would they find a little bit suspicious?
Let's take a look here.
I mean, you don't have to literally tell us your entire internet history. You're more than welcome to, though.
All right, we got to search for Gigi Hadid because I didn't know who that was. Let me see if there's anything else fun on here. Kid pulls ultimate Bart Simpson. No, it's not going to be it.
But like, okay, Cam, you for example, Cam, you like to you have a cottage. You have a lot of cottagey.
How are SIN numbers assigned?
Okay, that's a good one. Cam, I was going to say, you're an outdoorsy guy. You're a cottagey guy. Have you recently been looking at hunting gear? Has there been anything that
I've been on sale. I've been on sale for sure.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
So that's sale like the outdoor store.
Okay.
Like it's like equivalent to Mech. It's funny because I think I do all my bad searching on incognito mode, and everyone knows that is impenetrable, and you can search for anything you want, and no one can ever look into that. So
the police have no access to incognito mode. Everybody knows that. That's in the little disclaimer when you open it. If you're a cop, you're not even allowed to use incognito mode.
It's too powerful of a tool. I haven't come across with it.
No, absolutely not.
What would be the worst thing that you could probably find in my search history that would really question it? I'd probably say like camping maps to see how far in the forest things are, see how deep lakes are.
Oh, yeah. Deep lakes. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, deep lakes. Definitely something I want to be aware of. How to throw a better left hook, things like this.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, there's some good ones there.
I'm just looking at it here. There's so much Googling of people for work because that's part of my job. I'm looking at like butchers and stuff like that about the process of how butchery works. Ooh, that's something.
That's something. Okay, but how does butchering work? How deep is this lake? And how long would it take for me to walk into a forest? Those are
what exercises can't I do with a hernia?
Well, those are three pretty good ones right there.
Can I lift heavy things over my back with a hernia?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Those are four pretty damning Google searches, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Do you want to spin the wheel one more time?
One more time.
Let's go. Here we go. We landed on New Name Who Dis. New Name Who Dis. Cam, if you were in the witness protection program for some reason and you could choose your own name, what would you want your new name to be?
Ooh, I'd probably pick a southern name. I'd probably go with Bo. But B-O.
B-O, not B-E-A-U.
Maybe B-E-A-U, but I like that name. I'd be like, what's your name? Bo.
Bo. Do we have a last name?
Are you from around here? Oh,
do we have a last name?
I think I want like a short one, like short and snappy. Like basically my whole name is 2 syllables. Bo. Bojo.
Bojo. They call you BJ for short?
That's tough. Damn it. Walked into that one. No, let's go with something Russian. My name is Bo Jagorvikitsin.
Bo Jagorvikitsin.
Yes.
Is that it? Is there a suffix? Is there a prefix? Is there a junior? Is there a doctor? Is there a middle initial?
No, let's not go with Jagorvikitsin. Bo. Man, these are tricky questions that you need to think about, which is tricky.
I didn't think these would be. I didn't think these would be tricky.
Would I change my name to?
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know about a last name. Maybe like if I want to stay under the radar, like Bo Stanton.
Bo Stanton.
Bo Stanton.
Bo Stanton.
And they're like, why? Because they're like, because I'm always left Bo standing. I don't know. There's something there.
Okay, there's something there. Bo Stanton. That's it. No middle initial. No.
Bo J Stanton.
Bo J Stanton. He's still stuck on that BJ. BJ Stanton.
Damn it.
BJ Stanton. That's it. You can only choose your new name once, and you just did, Cam, and that's how you play the Wheel of Death.
Damn. I had a good one for you this week that I was thinking about. And it's even maybe I'll see if you even want to answer. You probably don't want to answer it. If you
what am I answering? Well, save. Well, you can save it. You don't have to.
I don't think you're gonna. I'll save it.
Save it. Save it for the game.
You're not gonna want to answer it. I'll tell you that for free.
For free? What do you tell me?
Want to pay for it?
How's the only cams going? these days. You did say with this extra week that you have like kind of not being able to do stuff, you said you would be able to focus on that.
So right now I'm like very, very active on the NSFW Reddits, posting a lot of free content.
Not safe for work.
Correct.
That's what it stands for.
Posting a lot of free content, just trying to like get things moving, get some people attached to it.
Frontent. That's also what it's called. Free content. It's called frontent.
Haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
So that's going well, and we're starting to get a little bit of a subscriber base. A lot of feet pics.
Any hernia fetishes out there? What do we think a hernia fetish is called? There's like a Latin name for all that kind of weird shit, right?
A hernia fetish? Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah, I think there's a fetish for everything. So, isn't that Rule 34 or something like that? You heard about this? Oh, I think Rule 30. There's a concept
of Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Rule 34.
That was a show.
There's a fetish for everything.
I think Rule 34 is like if you thought about it, there is a pornography for it.
Wait, what rule of what? Like, what's the book? What's the rule book?
That's the rule. The book itself?
So, for example, what are rules 1 through 33? Like, why is this one Rule 34?
Let me see. Rule 34. The internet maxim, which asserts that internet pornography exists concerning every conceivable topic. The concept is typically depicted as fan art and normally non-erotic subjects engaging in sexual behavior. I don't know why why they picked 34 though.
Oh, so it's just okay. So it's just us. Yeah. It's just okay. I was sorry. The way you presented it, I was picturing 33 previous rules.
So like the Urban Dictionary, and this would have been a good Urban Dictionary is. Do you know if there's any Power Rangers porn out there? Answer: Rule 34. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, of course there is because you've imagined
it. Clearly, I guess if you've thought about it.
Then it's like someone else has thought about it, right?
Like, I guess, is there a porn where inanimate objects are sort of put in almost in like a stop motion style video, are made to look like they're fornicating with like voiceovers by famous Hollywood actors, like Brad Pitt, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep?
And I say
Rule 34. Got it. This all makes sense now. Yeah. What's up, old slobs? Looking at you. Any stop motion animators out there? We're looking at you, old slobs.
Brad Pitt, I could use a shout out. You're not answering my text.
Well, after we lost that exclusive interview footage with Brad Pitt, we haven't been able to get a hold of him again.
Have you ever sent a celebrity a DM?
I remember tweeting a reply to Rob Delaney one time, and he favored it, he liked it or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Maybe like third year university, maybe second year. Oh.
And that's when he was big on Twitter, right?
And that's when he was the guy on Twitter.
Yeah. He must have been so active on Twitter. Like, that must have been his life.
Yeah, who knows how that works?
I once got a retweet from a favorite from Jeremy Taggart from the band Our Lady Peace, the drummer.
Okay, that's cool.
That's something.
All the American fans asking what?
American fans. The Canadian band, popular in the mid-2000s.
What was their big song? What was their big song?
Yeah,
that was a good song. They also had
Clumsy. And maybe you should scream as clumsy as you seem. There's no one laughing. Wow. You'll be safe with me. That one ring a bell?
Our Lady Peace, ladies and gentlemen. Are they here in the studio with us? Oh, yeah. That was just Cam singing along.
Oh, I got the retweet because me and him are friends. I know two people now, which I'm surprised about. One guy messages LeBron James on holidays, and he's the only guy he messages to. And then another guy just messages a fighter consistently. He's like, hey, that was a great fight. Hey, I'll buy your shirt if you just read this. Hey, you should kick this guy's ass.
Wait. And are any of these messages
read? No.
In either situation, the MMA case or the LeBron James case. No, so wait, you're telling me a story about two people you know who just kind of just kind of out there send DMs to celebrities.
I can't believe it either.
Why would they do that? Just every Christmas,
I don't know.
say Merry Christmas, LeBron? That's actually pretty funny.
But it's like, it is pretty funny because it's not just like the typical like Merry Christmas, like it's like, what up, King James? Hope you doing well, fam. Just saw the new Space Jam trailer coming out. You looking fire in that. Can't wait to see it in theaters, dog. Happy Easter, by the way. Hope the fam doing well. It's very like sincere, which I find very funny, and no one ever reads it.
Doesn't even get read.
But it's pretty. And the funny thing is about this guy is it's the only celebrity he does it to. Like, he's not like, oh yeah, I message celebrities all the time. It's like, I only message LeBron James, and it's always like this. If you just look at the thread, it's always like, hey King, hope you're doing well. Like, and then just kind of goes off on something else. And it's like, so you just dropped 30 against the Heat. Like, oh shit. Like,
And it never gets read. That's the worst part.
So I'm wondering. I was thinking that maybe you did that. I don't have Instagram.
No,
so
a friend in university though. There was a player on the Chicago Bulls named Luol Deng, and this guy just loved this player. And he had a Twitter account, and he would send him like messages and tweets, but like he acting like he was a 12-year-old boy. And like, you're my biggest fan. I'm not doing well right now. I'd like to just hear a message from you. And it never worked. Never. He pleaded as like a young sick.
So he was catfishing
as like a young sick child.
Did he say like he had like leukemia or something like that?
I don't think it took it that far, but it just made the kid.
I think that's how catfishing starts.
Just made the kid seem so dejected, and like the photo, like the profile photo was just Luol Deng, and every tweet was just to him. It was like ultimate spam account, but yeah,
that's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, isn't it?
I mean, I feel like it's one thing just sending a DM to the person and just being like, if they read it, I'd be so happy, right? But being like, hey, I'm very sick and I would really love to make a wish. Like, I feel like that's like a whole different level of like weird and creepy.
And he never got it. Never got it.
Well, the thing is, like, what if he does? You're gonna be like, this isn't good.
No, he didn't say like, I'm sick and this is make a wish.
Come visit. Yeah,
he was just like, I'm having a really I'm having a bad time at school. I'm really sad all the time.
I'm getting bullied.
Seeing a message from you would make my day, and he never messaged.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like celebrities get so much shit. I remember seeing a video online of out front of Justin Bieber's house, like his apartment. And obviously he gets in with all the security. They walk him out. And there's like a group of like
preteens.
80 girls. And they're like, just like, I don't know why humans have this tendency, or like preteen girls have that tendency to be like, I can't even think. It's kind of like how boys are in that age when they're just horny. They're just like, I can't think about anything. But girls are like, oh my God. Anyway, he stops and he's like, hey, I appreciate you coming to like say hi to me. It means a lot that you're a fan to me, but this is my home. And how would it feel if like someone came to your home and was like very sincere with the person? And then he's like, do you understand? Like, are you going to come back? He's like, could we take a selfie? And he's like, fuck, they're not listening. Like,
he's like, fuck, my fans are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, he's like,
this is your fault. This is your fault, Usher. This is your fault.
To Usher?
Yeah.
How does Usher have to do with it?
He discovered Bieber.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I should have known to not say that. That one's on me.
Why?
Why? Oh, because it's like I need to train myself to stop using references around you. Because then it's like you're a very focused individual. So if you're in the middle of a story and I say something that you don't know, you'll totally forget about the story and then just ask me about the thing that the offhand, slightly sarcastic remark, and you'll hone in on that. And then I interrupt the story flow.
Let's talk about Usher. Yeah,
exactly. And then
that was the end of the story.
I mean,
I think I've also seen just pictures of him at like dining, and there'll be like 90 fans behind him. It's such a sad reality being that big of a star.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah,
that's what they say. Michael Jackson used to be a chill guy. until he was a kid.
Until he was a kid, or until he was inside
again,
of a kid?
see, I think this is like sarcastic offshoot remark that usually you're very good at bowling through them too sometimes. So I never know what you're going to focus on.
I'm pretty sharp. I'm pretty sharp right now
because you
can't put my energy out anywhere.
You were just halfway through a did you, and then I quick interjection, and now we've got past the did you.
Isn't this conversation though? Isn't that how conversation works?
No, because I felt like the did you was going to be so good.
What was the did you?
I don't know. It was what you were about to say it.
I think it was probably the did you I was wondering about was did you ever message celebrities? And that's how we tailed off.
Oh, okay. No, not like the Twitter thing. No.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we should tweet out to some celebrities, Cam, and see if we can
just
make some magic.
Say, hey.
I don't even know.
Hey, dot. What about hey, dot.
Who would be the highest level celebrity that we could get, like person-wise, to give us a shout-out to the pod?
Oh, like nobody. Like absolutely nobody.
But like... Yeah, probably not. Okay, let's try something else.
Absolutely nobody.
To get an answer from them about, be like, I don't know, something.
What's the question?
Maybe just be like, hey, I really appreciate what you're doing. Do you have any tips for upcoming podcasts like ourselves? And they'd be like, I just want them to say, like, keep doing it. And you're like, we made it.
Okay, Cam, you can figure out, you can write your little letter to Santa. You can get your justification from Rogan. I know it's what you've been in it for. Cam, you approached me more than 85 weeks ago. You're like, let's do a podcast so Joe Rogan will finally respect me. And I said, Cam, I think you can live your life outside of the approval of this male figure. And you were,
That's what someone says who's
said
not
no.
respected by him.
Exactly. And you said, no, I need this validation.
Yeah, what is life without validation?
From Joe Rogan.
Yeah, specifically
from Joe Rogan. I would rather just kill myself.
Hey, I got a quick top 5 for us, which is partially notes and amendments and partially a top 5. But we're going to plow through it quickly because I do want to get to our other games of the evening. And I don't want to make people... Because if people have a normal hour commute, Cam, what are they going to do?
The classic 60-minute commute, not a minute more, not a minute less.
Not a minute less, yeah.
You know, but what about those people who got to come? They got to come home. They got to come home too. You know, you click pause when you get to work, press play when you start up again. I don't know.
Or just hold at the same time. Many people just are able to listen to podcasts at work. All right, Cam, this week in the top 5, we've gone through this a few times now. We've definitely done probably the most follow-up we've ever done on a news story ever. That's right. Executions in prisons. And Cam, this week is the top 5 rates or ways of botched executions.
Here's a top 5. Here are 5 tips about things. 5 ways. No, it's just a top 5. Fantastic. So how did this come up from a previous week's episode?
We've obviously gone...
Right.
Yeah, I'm the distracted one.
I get it.
And I'm the distracted one. Because we've obviously gone over several times different stories of people changing their ways to go to a firing squad. And now we're going to well, that's not distracting at all. Such is life. Anyway, we've gone over everyone moving to the firing squad. So this is actually, we're going to go from top to bottom, the one with the highest to the one with the lowest rate of botches. Okay?
Okay.
So coming in at number 5 with a 7.12% rate of botch executions. That means 7% of the time they try this mode of execution, it just doesn't work. And that, my friends, lethal injection.
It just doesn't work, eh?
Just doesn't work.
I feel like, but I feel like, you know, being injected by whatever the lethal substance is, it's not like they're gonna do it and it's not going to affect you. Like you're pretty much like you're in a coma and brain dead, just not dead.
Yeah, I don't think you come back great from it.
Definitely not.
It's definitely not something the way you go down. Well, the way they actually do it is the first one goes to like put you under, then numbs your body, and then stops your heart.
Oh, okay.
So it's 3 different.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's why you get 3 different tubes coming in. Next up, with a 5.4% rate of botched execution. I don't think we're going to the well too much on this one anymore, Cam. This is more of an outdated one. Gas chambers.
Gas?
95% of the time.
95% of the time, and the other 5%, somebody inhales the toxins, and then they turn into a Hulk-style monster. They bust through. 5% of the time, a new Hulk is created. A new superhuman.
New superhuman comes out from this. I think they're probably using some form of sulfur dioxide, I'd imagine.
Okay.
But you know what? Maybe it's different per state. I don't think they do this in America. Next up on the list with 3.2%. So we are looking at 97% effective. A little bit more than that even. That is hanging. The old tried and true Western method of roping up the necks, dropping them down, hoping the neck breaks, and leaving them there to stare.
Just hoping it breaks. So I guess what happens? It doesn't break, and then they gotta do it again or something?
I'd imagine it just doesn't break. Yeah, and then and then they have to do it again, which would be like, if you're getting an audience to show up, not the worst thing in the world, but still a little bit cruel to the person involved.
Yeah, that could be it.
All right, cameras. And fourth of all, and the I don't know if we're going front to back here. The second best way to kill someone in a prison, most effective, ride the lightning, baby, or the electric chair. I don't feel like they use this one enough, considering it only has a 2% rate of failure, a 1.92% rate of failure.
And I guess it fails.
I'm surprised that we get the 2%.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really see how it fails, but I mean, I think it's just you didn't die.
Yeah, I guess you didn't die on the first thing, and then they have to panic. They're like, quick, give him the injection. And then, they kind of maybe between the odds of those two things, they're like, this has to do it.
And if all else fails, we don't have any records of anyone surviving all 5.
All 5
because
methods.
The number one with a 0% rate of failure. Cam, do you want to take a guess at this one?
I wanted to say like either the firing squad or like decapitation, like when they put your head down on the thing and then it comes down.
So the blade wasn't very sharp; it bounced right off his neck.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you are right, Cam, and this is the reason we're going back to the well. The firing squad with a 0% rate of botched executions.
Works 100% of the time.
It just works.
Works
100% of the time, every time. You line up your boys. And do you know why they do the multiple people firing instead of just one?
I think we did. Well, we went over. I think we did go over this last time. We did talk about these. It's so like nobody knows who actually did it. Like who actually, whose bullet actually pierced.
Diffusion of responsibility, right?
Yeah.
So if you have 25 guys shooting it, you're like, it probably wasn't me, but there was a 1 in 25% chance it was, unless you just didn't shoot the bullet.
Yeah, also a good way of weaning out psychopaths. Because if somebody was like, yeah, I'll do it, probably a psychopath. Like if they want to be the only guy in the firing squad, that's a big red flag. They're like,
for the police force. We can recruit some other people. He's like, oh, it's okay, I got it.
I have no problem.
It's like I can just go do it now.
Did I just stand right beside him, just like this, just like this? Do I put the gun sideways, just like that?
So the way that actually came up was I watched, because Vice always has great stuff on YouTube, and I've had a lot of free time, about a guy who was on death row and complaining about not getting executed quick enough. So he was told by the state, you were going to be under execution, and then basically like it just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed because of regulations, and basically the state doesn't like doing it because it's bad press.
Yeah, every time somebody gets executed, you hear about it, right? Always makes it like it's a thing.
Yeah, so it's not good press when a police, exactly, like prisons don't want to be like, we killed the most people this year.
Yeah, the expression all good press or all press is good press does not apply to the police, I don't think.
Yeah, that one probably not.
Probably not.
There's a few industries where you probably just don't want news at all. Anesthesiologist, right? Another one then.
Yes.
You don't want to have the news.
Never want to hear about him. You never want to hear about him. Not at all.
Right.
No.
Another one. It's like a referee. The best referees you don't know about.
I don't know a single referee's name. And that's probably for the best.
Except the ones that blow everything, right? If you're like, oh, Wes McCauley's on the call again. This guy's a piece of shit, right? Otherwise, you're like, oh, no, it was just a fairly officiated game, and I'm not even going to look into why something bad happened.
Exactly. They shouldn't be famous, these refs. Put on your stripes and call the game.
Our stripes, get out of here.
Well, that was great. That was a great top 5, Cam. Thanks for bringing it back.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing it back. Want to move on? Want to do something else?
Let's plow ahead.
Let's do it. I think it's time for us to sit back on the couch, grab the remote, maybe a bowl of popcorn, and just watch the telly for 44 minutes. 48 minutes, I think this one might have been. Let's give another week's edition of MacGyver in Fiver. MacGyver in 5. It's time for MacGyver in Fiver. MacGyver in Fiver. It's time for MacGyver in Fiver. Because we only have 5 minutes to recap this week's episode of MacGyver. Another week where we follow the adventures of
What do you think of the what do you think of that versus the Knight Rider theme song?
Like which has the better theme? They're both pretty fun. They're both pretty good. It would be hard to pick, but either way.
I feel like one sounds like it was written by Dan Turner, though. Like the MacGyver one, where it's like...
It's a little too happy.
Yeah, it's very like...
It has
the other one's like...
Yeah, that one's a little weirder. Feels like a computer made it or something. But yeah, every single week we cover just a day in the life of Special Agent MacGyver, who goes around the world being a father figure and solving some international crimes with simple items you can find around the house, I guess. And this week is no different. We only have 5 minutes to cover it up. I'm going to start off, and then I'm going to kick off to you, Cam. Are you ready for it?
And 1 second. Let me get that timer going.
He's getting the timer.
Ready, steady, Freddy.
Okay, here we go. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and we open in the desert where a beautiful white horse and his sword-bearing king stand in a tent surrounded by armed men. And it looks like it's time for our boy Mac to steal this horse, which he does, of course. He fends off a few armed men, and then there's a little bit of a horse chase in front of us. After a bit of a chase, the king and Mac joust before the king is taken out, and we continue the pursuit. But while we are escaping, a helicopter swoops down and hooks onto the horse, and him and MacGyver are both lifted to safety. Wow, that horse totally looked like he was there. After the credits, we find ourselves in Budapest, where we are on a new mission, and there also happens to be a car show going on at the same time. Mac's pickpocketed by a little gypsy girl who tries to steal his pocket knife, but MacGyver gets the last laugh, and he catches her in the act. Just then, in a truck, some Russians are spying on a guy who seems to have some KGB information. It turns out that MacGyver is actually here for the same guy named Nicky to retrieve that KGB info on a watch. They say hello and plan to meet later for an exchange, but the gypsy girl throws marbles down, and Nicky trips and falls over them. And when she helps him up, she pickpockets the wristwatch that he had in his pocket with the KGB info. Then the guys in the van come out to confront Nicky, who runs out into traffic and is struck by a Mercedes-Benz van, and he is dead. Mac finds our gypsy girl, but she outruns him, but doesn't outsmart him. She gives him back the knife and tells her she gave the watch to her brother, which happens to be getting arrested in the background right then. So yet again, MacGyver needs to step in and be the father figure to this young child. The family is being now held at a work camp after they are arrested by the police, and Mac and Lil Gypsy go to break them out. Mac wedges a little roadblock to block a supply truck from coming into the camp to give him just enough time to break into the back of the truck so we can sneak in. He dresses up as a prisoner and finds the ingredients necessary to make dynamite? pretty easily. Rat poison and then a bottle with a CL written on it. So do that what you want, science nerds. He then changes into a guard's uniform where he rigs up a backhoe with some barbed wire. The bomb goes off. The guard tower is knocked over. They all escape. But when we ask the gypsy brother where the watch is, he tells us he already sold it. Cam, moving on to you.
Okay. Once out, Yana, the small gypsy lady, realizes that her brother has sold the watch to Reina. This leads them over to a bar where Reina is asking to find Reina, where they're asking a little too many questions of MacGyver, and it ends up getting in a fight. After creating a small explosion out of seemingly nothing to get their attention and get them to stop, Reina comes out and says, "Hey, I am willing to talk." Mac explains to Reina why they need the watch so bad, and instead of stopping him, gives him a big smooch on the lips, meaning that now he has tasted the gypsy woman. Gypsy magic, to figure out what the real truth is going on there. Hey, we're going to plow ahead here because we got the names, we got the watch, and now the police are entering the bar where Mac and Reina are. They manage to escape, and Yana and her brother pick up Mac in a car where the police are escaping or chasing after them. We're very much in a Knight Rider-esque situation here. Now, for helping Mac, Yana asks Mark to take them to America while they're in the car. I guess this is now a favor that's on Mac's hands now as well. So they devise a plan to get away from the police by stealing some of those cars they saw in the car show and escaping to the land of the free. Mac, using his innovation, uses a credit card to jam up a stoplight computer, planning for this chase in advance, and jumping into the race car with the other gypsies hot behind them in their tails. The Russian comrades who are seeking after them get stuck in traffic from the Mac trap, leaving Mac and his ragtag gypsy team, creating a gap from the police. In this chase scene, there seems to be ever-present police because they seem to be coming from everywhere and finding them from every dip and turn they take. Even after they manage to get through a sewer, break through a gate, stopping people there always seems to be another one. Eventually, they plow through a Austrian border without going through, and the Austrian police seems to be completely fine with it, but now the Russians have to stop chasing them because they passed the border. Afterwards, the Yana and the gypsies are now free to leave the country, which they're in. They're not in America, but they are in Austria, so I guess that's good enough. They share a nice, proud moment at the end where they give a big hug, realizing that Mac is the father figure she never had. End of episode.
End of episode. What another great episode going on. God, with a car chase literally ripped out from like the Italian Job. That entire thing. I love that they were.
Yeah, that was very Italian Job.
Like literally, it was like three little cars driving through Europe with the traffic lights blocked. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, this is the Italian Job.
Maybe that's where they got it from.
That was a lot of fun.
But
though.
What was up with that horse that they put in the air with a helicopter?
Yeah. The horse loved it. You could tell. Yeah, that was a funny one. I like that there's 8 minutes. I like the cold open to all these episodes. I hope they're all as equally non sequiturs.
I watched the episode with Shannon, and she didn't think that picking up the horse was even real. And I'm like, there's no CGI in this. They picked up a horse and put it in the air and terrified the shit out of it.
Yeah, I bet it was hovered. Like, I bet they used the camera trick and kept it hovering just above the water level. I don't think
that makes sense.
I don't think this thing was. Obviously, this thing wasn't,
80 feet in the air.
Yeah, I think the camera tricked us, so it looked like it was up in the air. But
I mean, the horse looked pretty nervous.
The horse, well, definitely. I bet even if this is the the best stunt horse they have, that's going to be a pretty scary thing.
Yeah, they don't practice that one at horse camp.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, tune in next week for episode 4 of MacGyver, or don't tune in and then just listen to us recap it on the pod.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better if you watch it. If you have nothing to watch, it is a fun one. A little bit long in the episodes for what you're used to this day and age for the TikTok fans out there, but it's good. Would recommend.
The TikTok. Are there the TikTok TV shows?
the TikTok. Is there TikTok? Yeah, I would say like Ridiculousness is a TikTok TV show.
Why is that?
With Rob Dyrdek.
Why?
Because it's just quick clips.
Oh.
Right? Like, you don't need any focus to watch Ridiculousness with Rob Dyrdek. You're like, what's the content?
So
it
like, was
guys hitting their nuts. You're like, oh, that's hilarious.
So was America's Funniest Home Videos? They were the first TikTok. They were TikTok before TikTok.
Yeah, that was TikTok before TikTok.
Yeah, there were people climbing up on milk
0.
crates for years before people started climbing up on milk crates.
Yeah, well, I mean, now I think people have just moved to. There'll never be another show like that. I think we can call that having a comedian person making like quick, witty remarks about it. I think YouTube is just taking that market.
Yeah, YouTube's taking the clip show market totally
by just
off.
making you find your own clips. Yeah, or even TikTok. I mean, I think 8-second clips, perfect.
Well, I feel like content creators for Ridiculousness are probably just on YouTube most days, looking through videos.
I think even at the thing they say, do not send us any videos, but I'm like, I'm sure you watch the videos.
I bet they get thousands of videos a day.
Yeah, maybe not all of them.
Are you going to check out Jackass 4
lines
in the theaters this fall?
Oh, certainly, aren't you?
100%. I'll go.
Yeah, I can't wait. Shame that Bam Margera couldn't make the cut, but he's been cutting a little too much of the white stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he means cocaine, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into our final segment of the day, because we can play all the games that we want, but at the end of the day, this podcast is categorized under news. Specifically, a specific subsect, hard-hitting news. Next section that does not conform to the 24-hour news cycle. So if we have to get to one segment, we know what that's going to be. So let's play a little headline or asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
The game is real easy.
All right.
The game is real easy. There's 3 headlines. Sometimes they're real. Sometimes they're not. But what we're going to do is lie. It's also called lie to your friend. So Cam, I'm going to
Can you bluff them?
I'm going to kick that. I'm going to kick off lie to your friend. Oh, speaking of lie to your friend, just before we get there, we played an Avalon version style game called Secret Hitler. The other day.
Oh, I think I've heard of it. Never played it. What do you think?
Super similar, and as you know, same. It's the exact same, right? You know, certain people.
Did you prefer it, or was it better or worse?
It was a better board. It was a better game. The game pieces were better. There were 2 boards, and then I don't know. But then we also played one called like the Night of Werewolves or something.
Oh, werewolves! I played werewolves. I think that one's fun.
Yeah, and that's the same, similar to that Avalon thing, but very quick. And dude, I don't like that one as much. I don't like that one.
No,
the fucking trial game. I was the werewolf, and I was the only werewolf. So it was like the game we're all learning how to do, and you're listening to the app, and it tells you these steps, and the werewolf is the first step. So then I'm not listening to anything anybody else is saying, because I'm like, okay, I'm the werewolf. I gotta bluff this. I know I'm the only werewolf. And then everybody opens their eyes and starts going around. They're like, I was the robber. I did this. I did this. I did this. I did this. Cameron, what did you do? And I was like, fuck, there's no way for me to convince you. Like, they were all telling the truth, and I would have had to lie by myself. Didn't go too well, but that's all I got.
Interesting.
Cam, headline or asinine? Yeah. Mom shot dead by her toddler while on a Zoom call.
Shot dead. I believe the shot. And you know what? The right's going to come at us. Or Joe Biden's going to come and say that we need to lock up our guns. But what if she was a criminal? A criminal, I do say. I say we look into her records. Her records. Was she beating that child? I don't know. I'm not saying shit. I'm just asking questions. Now, do I think this is probably in a place where guns are free toting? Somewhere maybe like the Southern America or in the maybe like the Middle East too. But I'm thinking this has probably happened in America, maybe in a Florida type situation. Kid is playing with the guns. Next thing you know, you hear a big bang, and they say, Susie, we're going to put you on mute. You get a little bit loud over there. We don't know what you're doing. And turn your video off, too, because you're looking real pale. Next thing you know, that lady's dead, and that's when that kid got his first teardrop tattoo. That's a headline.
Cam, this is a headline here for you, and this is a story out of Satan's Playground, the beautiful sunny state of Florida, where Shamaya Lin, a 21-year-old, was killed in her apartment after one of her two kids picked up an unsecured and loaded handgun and shot her in the head. Lin was in a larger Zoom meeting. I think, from what I gathered, she was a member of kind of like a multi-level marketing thing. Whatever. And
where that's when the person's at the top and then it keeps going downwards and there's like three person under there.
Yeah, picture like a double.
Yeah,
kind of like Mormons, right? There's one dude at the top and they have a bunch of kids, right. And then
right.
But yeah,
sounds
so
like a pyramid.
A woman who was on the video call called 911 as soon as it happened. When she saw Lynn fell backwards, they heard a loud kaboom. And then she fell back with blood starting to fall from her face. The boyfriend came home shortly after and also called 911. He is the father of both the children, and it was his gun, although he does own it legally. It's his gun. He was questioned but not arrested or detained. This is a fairly new story, but yeah, she got shot by her kid. That's all I got.
Wow. Sad story, but that's a real cheap hitman if you ask me. All right, Cam, headline or Asinine, wrong inmate released from Missouri jail.
Wrong inmate. Now, this has to be the dream if you are in prison, is that they'll just say, what are you like, hey, Johnson? You're like, yeah. It's like, it's your day to go. You're like, pardon? It's like, yeah, you've served your time. Here's your street clothes. And then that would have to be it. You'd have to play along forever until you get caught. I think it would be surprising, I bet, I'm sure they'd give you like they give you the old bag of clothes you were wearing when you were arrested, and if they don't fit because of the wrong size, you could just say to them, hey, like, I gained a little bit of weight here in jail. They're like, okay, that's fine. But why is it a skirt, sir? I'm sure this could happen. A simple little clerical error. The ones and zeros were off. Somebody didn't cross the T's or dot the I's. Maybe they had the same name. Something as cool as that, like Mike Smith. It sounds good, though. I'm going to say it's a headline.
It is a headline, but I don't know why you assumed it was men, Cam, you sexist bastard. Women can commit crimes, too.
Women can be murderers.
And this one, women can be murderers. More domestic abuse happens from women on men than men on women.
I don't think that's true at all.
That is true.
That cannot be true.
Look it up.
Look it up, folks.
Notes and amendments for next week.
Slobs.
Anyway, so this happened in a county called Randolph County, Missouri, where a 24-year-old Ellen R. Goebbel was released instead of another female inmate. Reason for it is relatively new staff that were on, and they had this and the other girl who was supposed to be released recently had changed cells. So they went up to the cell like, B618643, you are being released. She's like, okay. And you should see the picture of her outgoing. What a smile on this one. She is happy. Now, she did forge the documents to say, oh, that's my name? Sure, that's my name. You're saying I signed this and I'm out of here? Yes, my name is, where is it, Rebecca? Okay, we'll go with Rebecca. So that's where she's in a little bit of trouble. Now, if you put the two pictures side by side of the two women, same eye color, same height, same hair color, they look pretty damn similar. Now, the director says, even though that is the case, it's still inexcusable. This person is still on the loose. So, Ellen Goebbel, who was incriminated for not the worst things in the world, but not the best. I believe it was robbery. It was vandalism. What else did she do here? Not the greatest things, but not the worst things in the world.
Okay, so
she's a free woman right now.
We don't have a murderer.
Resisting arrest, bulgari, drug possession, and operating a vehicle with a valid license. Only real bad when there's burglary.
Yeah, it's not like we have a murderer on the loose or something.
No, I mean they probably stopped looking for it by now.
You know,
like, yeah.
you're there at the jail. That's just a case of the Mondays, right?
That's a case of the Mondays. That's a rough start.
Should have been.
Monday.
Maybe
You're
they
like,
were too busy
dude.
listening to Season of Pod. Maybe that's what it was. Cam, I have another headline here for you. You ready for it?
Let's hear it.
Man arrested for tattooing a child inside of a McDonald's.
Have you ever watched those Ink stories about like the first person that gave them their tattoo, and it's like a person that's like completely blacked out?
Yeah, that was another reality show that was on at the same time as Bar Rescue on Spike TV, and there was like former judges from Bar Rescue and then you came in. There was always like a dramatization of the story when the client comes in, because I think like the point of the show was they get to cover it up. That's the show. But there's a little dramatization about how they got the tattoo, and I went into the tattoo parlor and it smelled like burritos, and you know.
Yeah. I'm sure that was the main important part. It smelled like burritos in there. It was crazy. Anyway.
What if they don't like, what if they're vegetarian? I don't know.
What if they're vegetarian? Oh, it was meat burritos. It's disgusting. Now, I've heard like so many stories like this by watching these videos where it's like, my first tattoo that I got was done by my friend Jimmy's brother, who was actually his cousin, but they called each other brothers. It was a confusing relationship because I saw them kiss once. And it's like, and it's this one here. It's just like the worst piece of art ever. Almost like I don't know if I told you, when I was in the ER, this lady came in handcuffs and foot cuffs with two police with terrible tattoos on her face. That level of tattooing is normally what they have. Now, I feel like in the McDonald's, not that uncommon, and it was probably not like a 9-year-old. It was probably like a 15-year-old who needed to get out of the house, and an employee saw this, and they're like, leave us the fuck alone. And they just called the cops to be like, you got to shut this shit down. I'm more curious about what the tattoo was, but either way, this is definitely a headline.
Cam, this is a headline here for you. This is a story coming out of South Carolina, where Brandon Prescia, a 28-year-old, was arrested after police found a video of him tattooing somebody inside of the McDonald's restaurant. The video was posted on wherever by a customer who was there, and they were waiting for a long time for their food. And the video was posted with the caption, "You know you're in South Carolina when ... And it was more of the person who posted the video said it was more of them meant to be like a funny, sarcastic, they're waiting a long time for their order and this shit's going on, you know, like that kind of customer complaint. And it went viral. And police made their investigation and determined that Prescia was also unlicensed, and he was indeed tattooing a minor. It's unclear about the relationship between the two, but in South Carolina, you must be 18 to receive a tattoo, and this kid was 16. He was charged with like 3 or 4 things that include just kind of like unlawful blah blah to a minor, health and safety protocols of doing a tattoo without a license. No word on what the tattoo is, though. I'm also curious about that.
These are the real question. We need to find that video.
It never.
Speaking of defiling a human body, headliner asks on Cam, man tosses his penis out of the car during car chase with police.
Man tosses his penis out of the car.
His penis out of car window during car chase with police.
God, what could have led to that moment? That's what it is, right? Like, there's no way you can drive a car and cut off your penis at the same time. Like, here's why. You would have to hold on to one side to kind of, like, pull it long, and then you'd be able to cut it, right? It's like, you can't it's like, try to cut a piece of string with a knife just while the string is loose on the floor, on the table. It's not going to work, right? Like, you need one hand extending it. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way. The penis must have been off before he got in the car, and he had it somehow. Maybe his penis fell off and he was trying to rush his way to the hospital, and then like the police chase ensued because he's like, I'm not stopping. But then why would he throw his dick out? God, this one's tough. And it's real crazy. And I would love for there to be a story, but I'm going to say this one's asinine.
This one is a story with a little bit of mental health problems, as you'd probably guess. The opening quote, which I think summarizes it perfectly. He opened his door. He was naked and covered in blood. Then he shut his door and kept driving. A Tennessee man had severed his own penis in the car after being stopped, attempted to be stopped after partially blocking traffic. Limited details as to what was going on, but apparently he said on the radio he heard voices telling him he needed to do it in order to save the world. Tyson Gilbert, 39 years old, out of Tennessee, Dowelltown. Not many details on what's going on here. Definitely someone was a little bit ill, threw his own dick out the window out of his Honda Accord like a banana out the Mario Kart track. These are quotes from the Vice article. Not much more to it than that. They eventually caught him. They stopped him with tire spikes and took him to a nearby hospital for treatment. Love to hear what those voices said.
Well, I mean, cut off your penis to save the world. I mean, if that's what it takes to save the world, sorry, y'all, you're going down. I'm going to die with my penis, at least present, attached to my body. Knock on wood. Everybody knock on wood right now. If you're somewhere. Knock on wood that you die with your penis attached.
Well, we should have knocked on wood.
Okay, I have one final headline for you. Here we go. A German woman has fallen in love and had kids with a roller coaster.
With a roller coaster. German woman has fallen in love and had kids with a roller coaster. Roller coaster of emotions, roller coaster of a man, the physical roller coaster. You throw these things at me, Cam, and I can never tell. And I guess that's the fun of the game. Now, if I'm thinking, I feel like there's places where you can try and legally marry inanimate objects. I think we've done this before on the pod, as like found things that people be like, man marries doll and divorces it twice, right? Like shit like that.
I think we have talked about those before.
Now this one feels a little bit more outrageous, mostly because of and had kids. That's where I might have to draw the line in the sand and say, hey, you might be able to marry something, but to make it a legally adopted father, I think we're crossing the line here. That's asinine.
Cam, this one is a headline here for you. I never said they married. I said she's fallen in love with. This was a story about a 43-year-old woman named Gael Engel, who in her past has been sexually attracted to inanimate objects, but she never fell in love until she met the Sky Scream roller coaster at Holiday Park in Hablach, Germany. She said, you could say that I'm sexually drawn to roller coasters, but since I met the Sky Scream, I understood what love is. I spend every moment dreaming of a carnal and fusional relationship with it. The previous human men that she dated all left her with trauma, including drug and alcohol abuse, but her new lover has no such problems. Now, the only problem is here. The couple has difficulty seeing each other due to only one of them being able to walk around. However, Engel collects all sorts of Sky Scream merchandise, which she puts all around her house to be close to him, including 4 models of the Sky Scream roller coaster, which she has built herself, which she claims to be their children together. She believes the two of them have started a family. And in case you're wondering, this is called objectum sexual. And you'll hear little cases about these sorts of things around the world whenever it happens. In 2017, a woman claimed to be in love with San Diego's train depot since she was the age of 9. So it can happen. Objectum sexual. Add that to the list of things. There you go.
Another one of my fetishes.
Yeah.
All right, Cam. Last headline of the day here. Moderna misspelled on Illinois visitors' alleged faked vaccination card.
Ooh. Okay.
Read it again?
Yeah, well, yeah, read it again one more time.
Moderna misspelled on Illinois visitors' alleged faked vaccination card.
Okay. Yeah, this will happen every so often. There's a funny story in the basketball community where a university basketball player needed to do a drug test, which he knew he was going to fail. So he asked his girlfriend to do the test for him. So, because she didn't have any drugs in her system, or whatever. And the only reason they caught him was because she was pregnant, and they were able to tell. Things like this are going to happen. You try to fake it out, and it's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be that little thing that you never thought of. In that guy's case, it was a pregnant girlfriend. In this guy's case, hey, it was just making sure everything's spelled properly. Now, Moderna is an easy word to spell. Pfizer,
spell it. That
would be the one where if on a fake vaccination card, that's where you're seeing Pfizer, maybe Phiz. I would understand why I'd see more spelling mistakes, because I honestly don't know how to spell like right now. I couldn't spell.
How would you spell Moderna if you were to take a guess?
Mo, M-O.
Mm-hmm.
Der, D-E-R.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, N-A. So maybe,
let's figure out if this was you or not.
So maybe he put in a U in there, like Moderna. Moderna. And an H at the end. I'd love to hear about it, though. Asinine.
This is a headline, Cam, and it looks like you would have passed the spelling bee for the Hawaii lottery there, because she managed to get in. Again, another she. Don't know why you're saying
women can be criminals too, folks.
Women can be criminals.
Women can be
commit
criminals.
More domestic assault than.
Okay, let's stop pushing that. Stop pushing that stat.
That's true.
Let me guess. Joe Rogan said it. And now you're going off. Well, you want that tweet?
I'm waiting for that tweet to come back. She spelled Moderna Maderna. M-A-D-E-R-N-A.
Moderna.
Now, she got in, but a snitch actually ratted her out and said, yeah, this person is definitely not vaccinated. Once she arrived back home is when things got a little bit squirrely, as the police showed up, said, hey, you forged this document. Can we please see it? They're like, you want my Moderna card? Like, sorry, what was that? Moderna card? Your Moderna. Next thing you know, it's a handwritten card, which are things in the States. You can just handwrite them because you want to say, like, when you had the dose.
Yeah, I saw the things in the States. They almost look like your library, or, the thing that was in a library book when you were in elementary school, and it's kind of like stamped out with information.
Yeah, I mean, they do have like numbers on them, so you can double check them. But like at a first glance, you'd be like, oh, I guess seems legit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, she is getting in some pretty serious trouble. She's being held in contempt right now for falsifying her vaccination document. A misdemeanor offense is put in jail at a bail of $2,000. So if this Florida couple needs a little bit of help, and if you want to be able to be the one to bail them out, feel free to contact the National Guard or the OCCC. Don't know who that is.
That's it, folks. We're fundraising to get this woman out of prison, out of jail. That was fantastic. Women can forge medical documents. Let's not forget about that. And that was our last headline. And gosh, I think that's got to be the end of the entire show. Hey, folks, thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for listening to Two Seasons Pod. You can rate, review, like, subscribe. The show's everywhere. twoceasinapod@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.
We definitely would like to hear from you because we haven't heard from you in a while. We're going to come back with some notes and amendments next week because I think we probably spout out some incorrect facts, but we'll go ahead and see. But either way, facts, never forget that a hernia surgery costs between $4,000 and $12,000. So maybe we should wait.
Maybe we should wait. Take care, folks.
Continuing tonight on Two Seasons a Pod, 96.7 on your Two Seasons a Pod, 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 because we're Two Seasons a Pod, just like Two Seasons a Pod, Two Seasons a Pod at gmail.com.